Welcome to update 2 of the LEGO City. So here's where it's looking. Not much has been done since the last update, just a tiny little bit of work, but I really want to keep these coherent, just like each stage of building up the city. So what's been done? So in the last one, I added that first table with all those sets, and then in the very end of it, I added a second table with just the LEGO store. Well, keeping the LEGO store here, here's this one. It's this model. I do have a review of this one out, but I don't know if I'm going to keep this position of it. It feels almost like a little too much to have so many Lego stores in the one city. I have one Lego store there, then another one from the town over there. So I'll just have to see once this set is a little more populated with buildings, if it feels like they're too close or if it feels like it's a good distance. Part of me wants to have it facing me now, but because the other one's facing that way. But I just feel like if I flip it, then it's gonna be like a little bit too much to see the good side of instead of the back. But who knows, we'll have to see. On other news, I added a gray base plate back there where I want to do a MOC. For that MOC, we will be tackling the base 2 floors of it in this video and then do probably more of it in a future update. But I want to do a skyscraper there. So for the moment, I just added the base plate I want to build it on back there so I could have it reserved so I don't by accident use it. Also, the Been There Donut that set used to be there, and now it's moved over here next to these 2 green base plates. I moved it here just because when it was back there, it just felt like a little too much to have it right there, right next to, the street, just right off it directly so people would be ordering it. I was kind of want to move those 2 stands, but, some you do. But I thought if I would have a big, coffee shop with people walking around tables to have it right next to the street was a little bad. But now I realize I have that other coffee store. So guess it always doesn't work, but I think it's okay to have that one. But in there, donut, that's gonna move over here, and then I'll be moving a park in like a farmer's market over into this area, similar to what I had in my last Lego City. Now, next to where I want to do the skyscraper, you'll notice there is a little bit of walkway kind of there for around 4 or 5 studs, and there I want to add the 2004 night bus. And I bought this from a consignment store, and it was in these two, like a 4 pound bag of Lego and a 1 pound bag of Lego. And I noticed a chunk of the night bus was in there. Knowing what it was, I did buy the bags, hoping that all the pieces were there. Truth be told, none of it was really completed. It was missing 27 pieces. So it's like a 247 piece set, so it's missing a decent portion of it, and I built it using just random colors in my collection just to get it done and out of my hair. But I want to rebuild it now, so a bunch of the pieces in here aren't the ones that are supposed to go. And I did catalog all the pieces that I am missing on Bricklink, and I will get that set built up and finished for this video. So that's what we're looking at. Also got some more base plates over here. Maybe we'll add something with this island. I bought this. I did like a zoo aquatic thing on this a little while ago, but it's time to bring it back. So we'll just be seeing in this whole video of what be happening to the city. I definitely want to add something there because now we got this huge strip. Part of it is going to be a merge way to get from that side of the city to this other table, and then part of it I feel like needs to be more regular sets, just so it's not like that huge gap. So I've started that big building. It was going to be on a gray base plate, but I'm actually doing it on a tan one so I can save the gray one for something better. And here it is. All of the flowers in the front, and then this plated front area with studs so people can stand on it. It's going to be a movie theater. I've started to build it up a little bit. I got like the screen here. I'll fill this with seeds, put a door here, and have people be able to walk in, buy your tickets here, and then concessions over here. But I want to do this like 8 floors, maybe 10 or something, and I'm definitely going to need to cut it in half so I don't waste a ton of bricks on just one building. So I'll probably cut this in half to about here for the floors overall, or maybe even here. After the next one, I probably will. But I did get the floor done for the next one. I do need to finish plating the other one, but I gotta go find the rest of my plates because I feel like I'm missing a bunch of my plates. Just don't know really what's going on with those, but I used to have a bunch more. But here it is, and then I can build up on this, and I'll probably build like a decent walkway like that size or that size. And then I think I'm gonna do a restaurant on the 2nd floor and then have some seating in front. So that's what's gonna take up that walkway. So this is the plan. So I just placed part of it the part I finished back there, and it looks so good right next to all the other buildings. I think it's gonna look really nice once it's all finished and completed. You know, it's a little bit shorter than the other ones, but it's about the same size just because it's pushed back a little bit. The flowers and all of that decoration looks super duper nice, I think, and I'm excited to see. But I did move the construction out and over to here for this area, so this can start being, you know, built up. And I'll probably add some more vehicles because this just doesn't, you know, like look super duper good, you know. It could look a little better. And then I finished that other destruction, so I got another half base plate, which I definitely have some plans for, ideas for this. So plans, ideas. There's a bunch more buildings I want to get to, and I think my idea is to finish that floor 1 and then be able to put, you know, the second floor just on top of it so it can be put on the back burner a little bit. And then I can, you know, take my attention over to here to get this table a little bit more built up. But I'm debating on maybe doing that side first so I can, you know, be able to, you know, lean and not knock over stuff and not have to lean over full buildings before. So one of those two is going to happen. So the whole first floor is completed of the movie theater, ticket booth, concessions, theater. It's looking really nice, a little bland. I ended up having to cut corners because I realized it didn't have as many yellow tiles as I thought I would. So I ended up having to use some green in the back, but it's okay because that's going to be against other buildings. And then with the roof, you don't really see it at all. And if you're looking like that, you don't see it. So it's good. And then I need to put a ladder here to get to the second floor. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then I'll place this building in the city. So the last thing I'm going to be doing on the building for this week, at least, is going to be doing this second floor, which is going to be a restaurant. So I've kind of briefly laid it out. This red section is going to be the restaurant, and then out here where these two white pieces are, those are going to be outdoor tables, and then I'll have a walkway over here for people to get to the second floor, which is going to go into more of the office level district, and then we'll have 2 shorter towers, and then which will just go up into 1 main tower. But I think I need to take my attention after this away from the downtown area and into the second floor. And what I mean by that is I'm calling this downtown because that's, you know, pretty major. We got like the tram, we got some buildings, we got the police station, we'll have this major skyscraper, and so I feel like that's pretty downtownish. And then over here I'm going to have, you know, a little bit more low-key stuff with, you know, farmers market and stuff, and I'll probably have some houses over here, probably do an apartment building or 2. Probably just 1 just because of space. I don't want to take up, you know, all the pieces and all the space doing just 1 apartment building. But I might do 1 custom and then pull 1 in-built. Or maybe put 1 back there and then 1 custom over here and then a house or 2. So we'll just see. Here's floor 2 all built up. I got some brief stuff just sat in the restaurant and outside. Yep. Got some windows in this one a little bit, you know, trying to spice it up, a red color scheme on this one. We'll probably stick it in the city after I finish putting some stuff on, but I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. Just add the last, you know, like tables out here, put some people around, and then so I can move on to the other stuff without having like a half complete floor. So I just had a little accident, pushed down a little too hard on the floor, and broke the building. Okay, I got the second floor completely finished and attached to the building. It looks super duper nice. Here it is, the restaurant. I tried to pack a few small things into the kitchen area. Overall, you're not going to be really looking in the floors too much, so it's okay if they're a little bland. Got some, you know, just different little fun things, but I do really like the kitchen look, how it just is. We got, you know, a cupboard there and then a cupboard underneath there and stove, and so it just looks nice. And I'm going to attach this second part of the floor, which is going to start the tower, which is going to be like 10 of these maybe high, 8 of them high, which, you know, you can just imagine this probably being a pretty big thing. But the nice thing about this is it's not going to be all removable, so I don't have to do it. I just wanted to do these removable so I could see the cool floors. First of the 4 floors have been completed. It looks super duper nice right there. Ended up doing 2 smaller floors just to give an idea of what the tower is going to look like. And it looks super nice. It's pretty big presence in the downtown area if you're looking at it, and hopefully it grows as more of a presence if we add 6 more floors to it. And the 6 more floors are going to be 6 more of those towers. And I think that should probably be all we do to that building that's going to be done. But that's going to be in a little bit of a later date. That top 4th floor does not have a roof on it. And maybe I should add one so I can take a break from it. But I'm going to turn my attention over to these 3 base plates. That's what we'll be doing. And then I'll turn my attention back there. So let's do this. This is going to be... I don't know. This is debating on being like a parking garage and then like a farmer's market. So I think I'm probably going to tackle the parking garage. So instead of moving on, I just decided to finish up that building. So I built 4 more stories pretty much. And I had to rearrange them a little bit just to have a little different of a look. And I'm now realizing I kind of did it a little wrong. And I should probably renegotiate some of the floors just on how like those 2 top ones are a little bit bigger, but I do think it looks really nice. It has a huge presence in the city when you're looking at it like this. You're standing, you're looking, and you see just a big tower. I would have liked to get a few more floors in, so I probably will do that. But for the moment, it is finished, and it looks good. All of those floors have windows, so you can see in them, but they are not removable. You can remove the roof off that floor to get to see the restaurant, the floor to see the theater, but that's it in terms of removability. And I'm pretty happy. It looks good. I would be definitely afraid if that was my office. These floors are all offices. And I would be scared if that was my office and I had to climb up all those ladders to get to it. But I need to make a little way of a little realism of getting up there without, using a ton of pieces. So next, I feel like the downtown area looks good and I can focus on this table. I'm definitely running low on some pieces. Plates, mostly because I have my big place to review sets, so plates are definitely down. I'm down a lot on blue bricks too, so yep. Around 2 years ago I made a parking lot, probably about a year now, and it was done on this base plate 32 by 32. It had around 8 parking spots, so I'm going to take that initial design and just make it better. I didn't color coordinate that, none of that, so I'm just going to make this look really, really nice, this whole parking lot. So the last one I had a very unfunctional ramp. Basically the ramp to get to the 2nd floor went directly into a wall, so we're not doing that again. I really did like the gate mechanism I had on the last one, so I'm going to probably take some inspiration from that heavily to create the gate mechanism on this. But the way that I have is I've got these bigger pillars up here, and I'm going to build basically a 2nd story to be up here. And then I'll have a ramp that comes off from the ground level to pull up here. It'll probably be like 2 spots up here. And then I'm going to have 1, 2, probably 1, 2, 3, 4 spots down here. So just a little small parking garage. What it's looking like for the car garage, it's the next day actually. And I'm wanting to do this as the top platform up to here. I ended up having to shrink it 1 stud because it was off even, and then I'll probably either have a ramp like this or like that to get up, and then I'll have some spots underneath, and then like here will be the gate. Completed the ramp to get up to the floor. However, the sad thing is it does go off the base plate a little bit, so now I have to think if I want to add to this base plate a tiny bit so the garage would start here, or if it's going to, this ramp's going to be coming from the street, but then it wouldn't make sense if the, the entrance was here, and I could put another entrance up here too, so I gotta figure out. I haven't placed any cars in it, and I probably won't until I have finished everything else and get cars onto the streets. But it looks really good. The whole garage is there. I built it up so the you can't really roll off the sides. These are the spots, and then you could, enter in from here. The gates open up on the top floor and on the bottom floor. And I think it looks really nice, It definitely feels very garagey. Yeah, I like the ramp. It's a little steep, and I don't know if it's really realistic that you would drive up the ramp. But it's not realistic at all. You drive up and stop and then punch in get your card there. So that's not realistic, but, it doesn't need to be 100% realistic. So it looks good, and it definitely fits with the whole theming. It's shocking how, how tall it is, I think. And, it goes almost to the height of the garage. So It's just something there. But it looks really good.